Hi all, it's Kristen Beatty and thank you for viewing my Ignite outlining my final project for EDC534. So for my final project, I decided to complete a research paper that examines the future of media literacy in the high school classroom. We went on quite the journey this semester, traveling down the road of creativity, literacy, and learning to examine the importance of production, reflection, and more. But how does this all apply in the bigger context of media literacy education? I wanted to first start my research with a definition of the topic. Media literacy not only necessitates access, analysis, evaluation, and communication, but it requires the reading and writing or producing of media, and given its diversity, there are many benefits to learners. Media literacy education provides an authentic learning experience for students. It incorporates skills that they will require for the work completed out in the real world, like collaboration and communication. It also brings our students' digital culture into the classroom. It also acts as a motivational tool for students by providing them a choice on how to represent their ideas. And it has been found that when students have their peers as their audience, they are even more motivated to produce. Additionally, media education allows for creative expression. It provides students with another option to express or represent themselves or their ideas, which can be especially appealing for students who struggle in doing so in other ways. So with all these clear benefits to student learners, I couldn't help but wonder why media education is not included in all high school curriculum. Investigating this question I had hoped would lead me to discover so much more about this field, and I was right. As with many other educational initiatives, there are quite a few obstacles standing in the way of the development of media ed in the US. I found this to be quite ironic, given that the US is actually the leading exporter of media products. As we discussed in class, there is a power struggle within media literacy education, but it expands much further beyond districts and teachers to include teacher education and training, timing, support, parents, values, assessments, and more. One major obstacle, in my opinion, is the contending perspectives between those who view media ed from a protectionist standpoint to those who believe it should be viewed from a cultural standpoint. These varying perspectives hinder a united effort to push forth expansion. Geography plays a role as well. If you think about the US in comparison to Europe, for example, the US is quite isolated not only physically but culturally, which hinders the sharing of ideas. This perhaps has facilitated the sometimes varying perceptions on media ed of parents who want to protect family values, teachers who have pedagogical differences, and districts who may shy away from incorporating media due to concerns over appropriateness. In addition, there seems to be a struggle going on between print versus non-print communication. Some teachers fear giving up the use of print, which I don't think is completely necessary. A synergistic approach would certainly benefit. Another major obstacle is the fact that media education is absent from many teacher education programs. Teachers who incorporate media education often feel isolated as well due to lack of support, not just one-to-one, but material as well. Finally, the pressures of assessment limit the inclusion of media literacy education at the high school level. It is not included on the majority of high-stakes tests, and measuring the effectiveness of media ed seems to be difficult. To date, there is limited research that demonstrates the effectiveness of media education. There are a few studies out there, however, that have demonstrated that performance improvement amongst students. Despite these obstacles, progress has been made. I'll conclude my research with recommendations on how to continue the development or integration of media education in the United States. I hope you have found my research paper to be informative and perhaps an incentive for future research. I hope you enjoy reading it. Thank you so much for an incredible learning experience this semester, and best of luck to all my EDC 534 friends.